What's up? I needed to come on here to talk about distractions. And I want to talk about distractions in a really specific way. A friend and colleague of mine posted something online this week that really kind of got me charged up, kind of got me thinking. And he was sharing a post. He knows who he is. He was sharing a post about how he was seeing Top Gun for the third time. And I jokingly was like, man, what would be possible hypothetically if we promoted or cared as much about what we're up to personally as if we put all that energy into our things versus other people's dreams being someone else's movie, someone else's acting career, someone else's vision. Obviously, that was a joke. I was teasing him, but I think the thing that I got really present to as I was thinking about this, and if you've listened to the Dream Mason podcast before, I've probably talked about this. Why is it that we spend, and I'm going to tell you why too, but why is it that we spend so much time focusing on and promoting and encouraging and sharing other people's visions, other people's dreams? You find a new song, you love it, you share it with everyone. You see a movie or a Netflix show, you love it, you share it with everyone. You're putting it on your social media, you're telling your friends when you're at dinner and when you see them. You're probably even texting people right in the spot. Oh my God, have you heard this song? Have you seen this show? We even do it with products, right? We'll try a new product and we'll share it. We'll go to a new store and we'll share it. But how often are we doing that with not only our own things, but what about the people that are close to us, like the friends and family or people that are like our network of people? How often are you promoting that guy who painted your house? How often are you sharing how amazing he was? How often are you sharing not the Brene Brown book that you read that's so great, but the book that you read by somebody that you know who doesn't have all the publicity behind it? How often are you sharing the small musician or the small creative that isn't famous yet, but is creating amazing art? And I think part of that is fear. Partially we're not doing it out of fear, out of rejection. Whereas if I share a song by The Wekend, well, everybody loves The Wekend. There's not a lot of risk there. But if I share a song by a friend of mine who's in a band, who wrote a song, and people don't like it or people don't want to support it, well, that's harder for us to be with. But let's take this a step further. So many of us have side hustles and side businesses and passion projects. Maybe it's our band, our podcast, and we will spend all this time promoting other things and talking about other things. We'll spend our time talking about the NBA and all these other things going on, and especially politics and drama. But how much of our energy are we spending talking about the poetry or the songs that we write or the short film that we made or the book that we want to write or our business or the business of our close friends and family? And I believe this is a result of fear. We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of, well, what if simply no one says anything, right? If I post something about Top Gun, well, everybody's seeing Top Gun, so I'm going to get some comments and some stuff's going to happen. But if I post something about, something that nobody knows about, as people are scrolling through, they're not going to see it. It's not going to catch the algorithm. So then when we look at our social media and we don't have the likes or the feedback, well, subconsciously, whether it's subconscious or consciously, it's kind of a bummer, and it kind of like whoops our ass and makes us feel bad. So promoting kind of big box, big business, big media stuff feels better and safer because we already know it's popular. It's likely going to get more like pop and fizz and enjoyment and comments and likes bouncing back, which have us, oxytocin and dopamine and all the good feeling hormones get going. So let's take this even a step. Let's go further. Prior to about 7-8 years ago, I was obsessed with sports, like obsessed. I knew all the stats. I watched every game. So I went to USC. I hadn't missed a game in like 12 years at a certain point. But then at some point I realized, man, I am spending hours of every day of my life reading about USC football, reading about USC basketball, talking to my friends about it. I'm spending nights during the week watching the NBA, Tuesday and Thursday games. I'm watching sports on the weekends. I'm reading about sports. When I'm not doing that, I'm, on social media, I'm watching Netflix. I'm doing all these things that are fine. There's nothing bad about any of them. But then when I looked at my life, I wasn't working on my book that I wanted to write. I wasn't working on my businesses that I wanted to start. I wasn't working on anything that actually produced results in my own life. It was like, it's so easy for us to get trapped in other people's lives, in the excitement of it, in the entertainment of it. Again, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with entertainment. There's nothing wrong with great shows and great music and great things. But I noticed that sometimes we go from how it's entertaining and supportive and makes us feel good and is relaxing to it becomes self-sabotaging. It takes over. It starts to become the area that, well, we're not actually living our life because we're putting all our energy into supporting someone else to live their dreams. So if this is worth anything to you, go see movies as many times as you want. Listen to songs and promote them and share them. Share every Netflix show that you love or whatever it is. And notice how that might be your subconscious way of avoiding having to actually go and be in your own life and create your own dreams and your own goals. And what if you could create a life where you had both, where you used entertainment in a way that powerfully supported your life, but it wasn't stealing all the power and energy that could be going into creating the life of your dreams, of your goals? I would love to hear your thoughts. You can always email me at alex@thedreammason.com. You can also reach out to me on Instagram at inspirational Alex. But go out there, like, fight for your dreams, fight for your goals, focus on where you're going and what you want and what you're up to, and try to like leave all the noise of what's happening in the world around you. There's a place for that. I'm not saying be ignorant to it. It matters. We can make a difference for all the people around us. But when we're not fighting for our goals, when we're not fighting for the vision of the life we want, it's really hard for us to make a difference for anyone else, because usually we're not in our best place. You are a dream mason. Your dreams don't build themselves. Or as Evan likes to say, your dreams don't mace themselves. I will see you next time.